Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. Steve Dotto here. How the heck are you doing this fine day? Webinar Wednesday is our weekly tutorial we do here live on Dotto Tech each and every week, where we cover one aspect or another of life in the online world. Now, if you're returning and you've been here before, you can jump ahead to today's webinar content by looking at this time code here and moving ahead in this replay to that time code. If you're new to Webinar Wednesday, stick around for a second and let me fill you in on the details. For well over a year, we have been delivering a free weekly webinar called Webinar Wednesday here at Dotto Tech. And the topics that we cover run the gamut from productivity to social networking to online marketing to developing online courses, creating online video. All of the same content that we cover on our YouTube channel. Now, the webinars are free, and you can sign up just by clicking on our registration link for each week's webinar or by signing up for our newsletter, and then you'll be informed of each week's webinar. And if you can't make it to the webinar live, we put this replay online for 48 hours after the webinar is over. Why only 48 hours, Steve? Because these webinars are done for the benefit of our patrons at Patreon. Dotto Tech is a community-funded channel. We're supported through the generosity of our patrons at Patreon. And there, the people come who appreciate the value of content that we create, and they support us financially to help us keep the doors open and keep creating great content. Now, in return for that, we provide our patrons with some perks. Now, those perks include half price for all of our online courses, but most importantly, those perks include access to the Webinar Wednesday archives. Every week after the 48-hour period of this webinar being public is over, we take the webinar and we add it to our Webinar Wednesday archive vaults. And our patrons have access to all of the webinars. And every week it grows by one. And these are good, solid tutorial webinars of the sort that you are about to watch. If you're interested in supporting us here on Dotto Tech and helping us to continue to create great content, and you're interested in taking advantage of the perks, half price for all of our online courses, as well as permanent access to all of the Webinar Wednesday videos that we produce here, then I encourage you to click on the link above to go to Patreon or on the link in the description. Now, I say that these webinars are only available for 48 hours, but that's sort of a misconception. Once the 48-hour period is up, I make the videos unlisted, not private. So if you want to return and see this video at some time in the future, you can, but only if you copy and save the URL of this video. You won't be able to find this video in search anymore. So we do take care of you if this is content that you do want to return to at some point in the future. I'm not going to shut you off from it completely, but you can't search for any of our old webinars. And to do that, you have to sign up for Patreon, and you can search certainly within the Webinar Wednesday archives, but you won't find them in a public or in a YouTube search. Well, I hope that explains Webinar Wednesday to you. I look forward to your comments. I even more look forward to seeing you join us live one week for Webinar Wednesday, or perhaps seeing you in Patreon as one of our supporters. Now, sit back, relax, and please enjoy today's webinar. As usual, April and I will be in the chat while we are going through the video. Sit back, relax, enjoy the Amazon affiliate program. And let me just get the video queued up. There it is. And we will see you on the other side of the video. Everybody loves Amazon. Well, everybody doesn't love Amazon. That's not true. But it is sure a fun place to look around and try and find deals. And almost everything that you could possibly be looking for is on Amazon. So the idea of being able to make money from Amazon is pretty darn appealing. And Amazon's really tailor-made for the content marketing generation. So let's dive into the basic premises of Amazon affiliates. We'll talk about the program itself, kind of how you get started, how you set it up, just the ABCs of how it works as best I can explain it. We'll talk about the logistics of how you go about making money on Amazon affiliates, so you can understand what the the process is of earning money, and a little bit about the strategy and best practices on how you can, if you are going to engage, what you can do and how to look at it and kind of how to put it into your framework. I'm hoping that we can kind of do those things. Now, before we go though, I've got to give you a disclaimer. I have only been a member of Amazon affiliates. Well, I've been a member of the program for a couple of years, but I never used it for the longest time. It didn't really fit in what I was doing. But I was always curious about it, so I've been kind of following what happens with it. I only really started to try and make money with affiliates 3 or 4 months ago myself. And I've been only moderately successful. I'll share my real numbers with you, so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And it definitely takes time to get going. So my knowledge today is far more theoretical than practical, and I hope that you accept that. But I have done my research on it, and in all of the mechanical pieces that I'm going to be talking to you, I'm on solid ground on. Obviously, it's working. I've cashed checks from them, and so it's working from that perspective there. So we'll start out today by kind of talking about the actual setup of the account, and it's really quite easy to set up the account. Setting up your Amazon affiliate account, you just go to any Amazon page and scroll to the bottom, and they have the Amazon affiliate sign up, and you go through and you fill in the information. Let me just show you quickly here. I'm in incognito mode because otherwise it would launch my account. But if you scroll to the bottom of any page in Amazon, you'll find here, become an affiliate. And you go through it, and it's actually a fairly long process. There's quite a bit of information that you have to share with Amazon because you have to put in your information, create your bona fides. You have to be trustworthy because you're going to be doing business with Amazon, and they're going to ask you to fill out different tax forms, etc., depending on which store you set up for. Now, this is an important consideration. All the different, Amazon's got stores in pretty much every country. And so you can sign up with a home account in one country or another. You can make it your own country, or you could make it the United States, which is obviously the biggest market for Amazon. So you sign up, and if you've already got an Amazon account, by the way, it's far easier because all of your account information ties together. But I chose to set up my base account in the United States because most of my sales come from the United States. And then there's a process you go through, and hopefully this is going to get easier over time, but there's a process you go through that will tie your products in different stores to the ones that are in the U.S. store. Allow me to explain. Let's say that I'm selling this beard comb, and this beard comb is available from the Amazon U.S. store, but the same company has a different listing for it in Canada. Well, if somebody clicks on the U.S. store, the link, and they're in Canada, there'll be a redirect to the beard comb in the Canadian store. Does that make sense? So basically what I'm saying is Amazon is not just one big entity, but it's a whole series of smaller stores that are related to each other. And there are ways that you can interconnect them to make sure that they're all in place. But you have to go through and you have to do all of the tax declarations and all of the payment declaration and all of that sort of stuff in each individual store because they run each one as an individual company. They can all relate to your account, but you have to go through it. So this isn't an affiliate program that you just sign up for and you're done. I believe when I first set up the account and kind of integrated my account, I spent an entire evening. I spent 3 or 4 hours configuring all of the account information. Once your account's set up, it's time to dive in. So this is my account as it sits right now. So this is my real account. So as you can see, I don't have that much as far as sales goes. So far this month, I'm at $10.84. But if we take a look at the earnings overview for the last 30 days, I've made $140, which isn't horrible. And here this chart tells me how many clicks I've had on different products from Amazon affiliates, and the green line is the sales, is when we've had sales. So you see there's a lot of days where we've had 0 sales, but what's our best sales day? We had this day here, what did we have? We had $36 in fees. That was a good day. This is the mechanics of how Amazon affiliates works. We find a product, like the beard comb that I was talking about. The beard comb has a listing on Amazon. I create a link with this beard comb as the subject with my affiliate code attached. Amazon auto-generates those codes for you. You can do it either from browsing in the store, or you can type in here beard comb and you can search for a product that you want. There it is. I'm going to do a quick search for beard combs. And here are the different beard combs, and I can create a link. This is the link here that I can attach to any web asset that I'm promoting this beard comb, be it text in my website, be it a graphic, be it anywhere. I can post this link, and if somebody clicks on this link and buys the product, I will be credited. That's the nature of how this entire affiliate program works. These links are the most important part, and understanding how these links work is the essence of the mechanics of building your Amazon affiliate program. Now, the links have some very special properties. First of all, they have a cookie attached. So when somebody clicks on that link, then my account number is attached to that link for 24 hours. And it decays after 24 hours. And then if they purchase it after that, I'm not credited for the sale. But if they purchase the comb within whatever product you're clicking on within 24 hours, you get your commission. And I'll talk to you about the commission rates coming up before the end of the webinar today. But there's something else that really makes it kind of exciting. Even if they don't purchase your comb, but whatever product you've listed, but they buy something else on Amazon while they're there, you're credited for that. And that's where it gets really kind of cool. If we take a look here at my account, let's go here into the full report. And here you can see all of the different products that have been sold by my account. Oh, come on, go in and launch the report. Anytime now, Amazon. There it is. So we see a report of how much my total sales are, but here is an itemized list of all of the different items that people have purchased that I've been credited for. And a lot of these things are things that I've done reviews of, or I've talked about as far as teaching people how to set up for creating their own online video or other aspects. See, here's the CL1, the cloud lifter, the little unit that I use to amplify my microphone. We've sold 3 of them. And here is inkjet paper. I've never talked about inkjet paper, but somebody, when they're reviewing something else, bought inkjet paper. There we go. You get a feel. Here's low cut, all sport, no show socks. I've never recommended anybody purchase any brand of socks. It's not in my wheelhouse, but we've had a sale. And I made actually 2 pairs. I made my commission, or 2 orders of it. So I've made my commission from that. So that is kind of the exciting part of it. Now, it's kind of a messy relationship though, because if somebody clicks on a link after an affiliate link after mine within that 24-hour period, they get the commission. So it's kind of the last person to be there gets the commission. So it's not a perfect world. It's a kind of a messy world. But it tells you that in the Amazon affiliate world, you really have to, that volume is everything, that you have to create lots and lots of traffic in order to make money. And then you could probably do quite well. But it's definitely a numbers game where you want a lot of traffic being delivered. So that gives you an idea of how the account comes together. And that link is the key. Before I get into showing you how to actually market Amazon product through the affiliate program, let me talk a little bit more about the logistics for just a moment. And this tools menu within your Amazon Associates area is really important. This is, after you've set up your account, this is where you go in and you set up the one link. That's the link that I was talking about that allows you to create a single link that connects all of your different Amazon country accounts that you've set up. And so you can see here, now monetize your international traffic from Europe and Japan. So you can see all of the different stores that you can set up. So basically this is that process I was talking about where you have to set up stores in each country, and then you have to link each of those accounts. And then you can create a single code that allows you to find that product in each of the international stores. For somebody like myself, whose videos are viewed everywhere, and my blog posts are viewed in all countries, this is the way that you want to go. It's a lot of work to set it up. As I said, it took me 4 hours, I think, to set it up, but it was well worth doing. It's not a process I'm going to go through right now because it's laborious, but this is something that you're going to have to go through. Now, once you've got your accounts basically set up and you've got your head around the concept of how the linking works, and how you can create the affiliate links for the cookies to track you on Amazon, you have to start thinking about the business side, which is the content that you're going to create that's going to promote the product and how you're going to get people discovering new products on Amazon through your through your support, and so that they'll click on that link, get that cookie, purchase product, and you make money. We need to get to that process. So basically what's going to happen is you have to determine what sort of a publisher you're going to be. I don't think that there's any way to do this other than being a content creator, creating some sort of compelling content that people are going to view that helps them make the purchase decision. At the end of it, you become somebody who recommends product or helps people make their purchase decision. So just some ideas. You can focus on being a review site. If you review content, you can do box opening videos. If you're a video site, if you want to do videos, you know, the box openings that are so popular. You can do tutorials, the sort of thing that we do. You can do a comparison site where you create comparisons between different products and help people understand the differences between 2 or 3 different products. Or you can be a straight up review site where you review products and encourage people to tell you the strengths, tell them the strengths, and encourage them and basically give them the information that they need to help make the purchase decision. Any of those adds value and I think really legitimately puts you in the middle of the Amazon affiliate program and allows you to grow your business. But here's the thing. What you're really becoming then is you're becoming a publisher. You're becoming a content publisher of some sort. So the skills that you need to make that happen are you have to be able to create good content, write good blog posts, create good videos, possibly do good graphics. You have to be able to create the content. Traditionally in Amazon, you also have to create a WordPress site of some sort because you have to make sure that your reviews get discovered. You have to create enough product and enough content that you start ranking in search so that so that people will click on your reviews, learn to trust your reviews, discover your reviews when they're searching for reviews of product, and you'll be the one that gives them the first reason to click through to go to the Amazon store to possibly purchase. So this is a long process. If it's way longer than the setting up the accounts. This is something that could take months or years to establish. Now, there are a couple of great examples that I'll tell you about. Peter Mckinnon, who is a Canadian photographer who teaches people how to use photography. Let's talk about him just for a moment. Peter is a YouTube content creator, and he puts all of his Amazon affiliate links in his description of all of his posts. And he does very well because he recommends different cameras, recommends different lenses, but he basically doesn't really talk about, I shouldn't say that. He very seldom does he recommend that stuff, but he showcases the product because it's the product that he uses. Now, he lets you know what the products are that he uses, but he doesn't necessarily review them. He shows you how to use them. And he shows you how creative it is. And because you become a fan of his, a lot of people just want to use the same product. So he does very well in Amazon affiliates. Another content creator that I really have a lot of respect for in the YouTube space is Sean Cannell. And Sean has done from the very beginning, he has helped people understand how to create video more effectively, and he regularly reviews product. He says, if you're this type of a vlogger, this type of a camera is what's going to work for you. If you're looking at setting up a good in-house lighting system in a small office, this is the lighting system. These are 3 microphones that I think are awesome for you to use. So he does that primarily through YouTube, but then he creates blog posts against it and drives traffic, and he does very well. I believe that a substantial part of his income comes from Amazon affiliates. So that gives you some ideas of how people that I know intimately kind of how their business works, how they are using Amazon affiliates. But if you've got to determine what your skill set is, what your chops are. And if you are great at creating infographics and charts, then you might want to do comparisons. Just say, here are 8 microphones. I always kind of revert to video stuff. But let's think about it. Here are 8 different, T-shirts that I bought from Amazon, and I'm going to give you the thread count and the quality and the price and how many washes they've gone through, and these are the best T-shirts to buy. I don't know if that's a good one or not, but it gives you an idea of what it is. And if you can create a nice solid graphic around that, a nice solid delivery of that content, you might well have the beginning of what your site and what your niche is going to look like. But the bottom line is you have to constantly create compelling content. At the end of the day, you become a very traditional blog publisher as far as I'm concerned, because it has to be ongoing blog type content. You have to publish really frequently to make this work because you have to get discovered in search. And it's a numbers game. This is not about super high quality content. It's about good quality content that's in vast amounts. You have to publish a lot. and establish a really good reputation to get discovered in search. Now, obviously, I believe it's easier to do that in YouTube, but then YouTube has some challenges attached to Amazon affiliates, and I'll tell you about those very quickly. The biggest challenges we have in YouTube is YouTube won't let us in the video itself, in the video description, in the information box, which is right there, information dot that always pops out. They won't let us put Amazon affiliate links in there. We can only put them in the description. So that means that for every video that we do, we have to create a whole series of these really ugly URLs, these link URLs, for people to click through in our description. Not necessarily in the blog post. We can mask them behind text and graphics in our blog post. But in our YouTube descriptions, they have to be right there, kind of ugly, except for one thing. Amazon has recently launched something called the Amazon Influencers Program. So if you have a solid social media following, you can sign up for the Amazon Influencers Program and you can have your own storefront in Amazon. And I think this is pure genius. Let me show you. This is the URL of the Dottotech shop. I've signed up for it. Amazon.com/shop/Dottotech. How easy is that to remember? And this is my own store. This, if you visit this now, these are all the products that I recommend, that I talk about in all of my different posts, all hosted on a single Amazon page. And the cool thing is I can add descriptions here. Look here. So here's the microphone I use. This is the same mic I use for my entire radio career. It's an old friend from my YouTube channel. I doubt I will ever use a different mic. So I add little personal comments because people coming to this page already know Dottotech. Now here's the beauty of this page. It's a single, not very elaborate URL that looks quite nice even in a description that I can populate everywhere. And as I add new products that I recommend or that I do reviews of, I add them here to my influencer store, and so they automatically appear. So if you visit this store in 3 weeks and I've added some new product, a new tripod, that tripod will be here. And as you look through it, you can say, oh, Steve recommends this. Oh, that's the cloud lifter that Steve uses for his microphone. There's the lights that Steve uses. We've sold some of those. You saw those in the link. Most of these products in here there have been sales for. Oh, the green screen that Steve uses. There's the green screen. People always ask me. So rather than me finding the link for that individual green screen, I just send them to this store, and it's like my own landing page in Amazon. This is, I think, a game changer for the Amazon world. So how much money can you make doing this, Steve? We know that you don't make very much. Let me take you in and show you quickly the schedules that Amazon has that tells how much commission we earn based on our products, because it's not the world's richest affiliate program. Like I said, it's a numbers game. You need to get big numbers to make it work. So this is the affiliate commissions, or the advertising fees, as Amazon likes to call them, for the U.S. market. Different stores will have different commission rates. For example, in Canada, groceries are at 1%, but here, if you sell groceries in the States, they're 5%. But you can see, Amazon gift cards and wine, 0%. Shucks. 1% on video games, 2% on televisions, 2.5% on Blu-rays and DVDs. Okay. Amazon Fresh and toys. Amazon Fresh is I guess part of their relationship with Whole Foods, or was it Whole Foods that they bought? Yeah. Amazon tablets, the Fire tablets, Kindle devices, 4%, physical books, 4.5%, digital music, 5%, tools and outdoors, headphones, 6%. What do we get 7% on? What do we get 10% on? Amazon Fashion for women's and men's, private label, Amazon Coins, beauty and luxury. Okay. Furniture gets 8%. Things like Amazon TV devices, luggage, shoes, handbags get 7%. So you can see that you get a different commission rate based on different products. So this might make a difference for you. You might look at it and say, you know what? I'm not going to review TVs and stuff because I think people buy those locally. I'm going to get into, talking about shoes. Shoes would be a great place to be in Amazon, because look at that 7% commission. I think people buy, or handbags. If you're just going to have a channel on handbags and accessories, Amazon would be a great place to be promoting, because you're getting a higher percentage rate than you are if you're selling, if you're doing PC components. So that gives you an idea of the standard rates that Amazon is going to pay. I think that Amazon affiliates is a really nice side hustle for most of us. If you are, like myself, a content creator that ends up building a niche and recognizing that they've got a following, it's a really nice product to add on after I've already established myself and I've got other revenue streams. This wouldn't be my first revenue stream in starting a business, is going through Amazon, because like everything else, you're building your business on rented ground. If Amazon changes the program, if they kick you out, if you have problems, you're basically cut off from your entire revenue stream. And it would be really hard to replicate this somewhere else. So I think once you're established creating content in an area, this is a nice additional income, best as a side hustle as opposed to a main business. And if you do make it your main business, I would say if you develop those skills of creating blog sites, you know, the SEO that's required, and understand kind of the process of creating a successful Amazon affiliate storefront, then I would be doing multiple. I would be in multiple streams. I would have, you know, my shoe site, a watch site, a handbag site, a technology site. I would be replicating as much as I could, and I would be having some diversity right within the space. That would be my recommendation if I was turning it into a business, but this would not be my first choice for being my main income stream. It's a nice side income. I don't think it's going to be a great main income. I know there's going to be lots of questions. I hope I did a good job of explaining things to you. Let's get in and let's see what we've missed and answer as many questions as we can. All right. Back at it. Well, that ended up more clear than I was worried it was going to be, because building that demo was harder work than a normal demo for some reason. It was just, there's so many moving parts to the whole program. But the questions tell me that people were really kind of getting it. That Amazon affiliate page is a stroke of genius by Amazon. It makes things so much easier. And I have a lot of hope that it's going to help us out long-term here. So good.
I thought that was great.
Good. It's because everybody's going to this. I think Tom commented. He said, "My goal is to just make it a net neutral, to have as much money coming in off Amazon affiliates as I have going out off Amazon affiliates," and I am so down with that. Just before we get into the Q&A, I'll take care of all the housekeeping. As I mentioned off the top of the show, the replay for this webinar will be delivered. It'll be online tomorrow morning. We'll send you an email reminding you of it. You can share it with your friends. It'll be available for 48 hours for free on YouTube, after which we will be taking it and we will be housing it in our webinar archives, which are for the benefit of our patrons at Patreon. Again, as I mentioned off the top of the show, Dottotech is a community-funded channel supported through the generosity of our patrons, of which there's a whole whack of you on this call right now. One of the benefits of patronage, they get access to all of our courses for half price, but they also get access to all of our Webinar Wednesday replays. And this is the 66th, I believe, of these tutorial webinars that we've done on different topics, everything from email overload through to building your first WordPress site to making money on YouTube. We've got just so many different topics that we've covered, but they have access to the entire archive of webinars that they can watch anytime they want in the future. So that is available if you want. Drop by our webpage at patreon.com/Dottotech. And it's a little test of Demio's capabilities. When I stop broadcasting the webinar today, theoretically, Demio has a redirect, so you'll be redirected to my Patreon page as I completely hit you over the head with the opportunity to sign up as a Patreon. At least I think it's going to work. You'll have to let me know if it did work or not, because they've got one. It's kind of my final test of the Demio system here. And the final bit of detail is coming up in next 3 weeks. We're not going to be live. We're going to be taking a couple weeks off. Steve's taking 2 weeks in vacation. And then the last week of August, I am going to be heading down to Dallas, Texas, where I'm speaking at Video Marketing World in the people that I just mentioned there. Sean Canal is speaking at it. And then later on in the year, I'm going to be speaking at Vid Summit. And Peter Mckinnon is a keynote, and I'm hoping to meet him. Good Canadian. And he lives in Toronto, where you're heading very soon.
Oh, really? We should do a meetup when you go to Dallas. We should schedule send out an email and meet up with some of the followers here.
In Dallas? Yeah, I guess so. I never really do that. Sue Zimmerman always does that kind of stuff. She lets people know. I don't know. I'm not social that way.Maybe I should. Let me know if you think I should. Let us know. Good. All right. Let's get into the questions. There's lots of Q&A, and I'm sure there's some things that I have to re-explain because I know a couple of you missed kind of the point that I was trying to make. So go ahead, April.
All right, so you were really good about answering questions as we go along. One of the questions, actually, I'm looking for a question, was what's the difference between Amazon Smile? I know it's for nonprofits as opposed to a nonprofit having an affiliate store.
I don't know. I don't know how the Amazon Smile program works.
Okay. All right.
There was a question between an Amazon store. Some people got confused between Amazon store and Amazon affiliates. So one way that online marketers can make money with Amazon, which we didn't talk about at all today, is selling a product, sourcing a product, building a store, and selling that product and making money from the product. And there's a real great opportunity there. I would love to explore it more. And I actually listened to a few podcasts on it. It's something I've never done, but it's where people take, if I had these beard combs manufactured off-site. By the way, I should have used the beard comb. I noticed that I had a few flyaways during the recording last night. But I have these manufactured off-site. I build it, and then you sell them on Amazon. So you build your own store on Amazon. And that's a whole different SEO game. That's a whole different way of building your own reviews and you use Amazon in that case as a social network to promote your product, encourage reviews, and then you're playing the search engine game in Amazon so that you can get discovered on Amazon so they find your beard comb and purchase it. That's another fascinating world that we didn't even touch on, but that is an entirely different space than the affiliate program that we're talking about. That's focusing all your attention in Amazon, whereas the Amazon affiliates, we're focusing all of our attention out of Amazon and trying to draw people to Amazon. With an Amazon store, you're trying to find people who are at Amazon to find your product. With the affiliate program, you're trying to find people from the outside and take them to Amazon. All right.
One of the questions that came up was, do you still have different country accounts? Like I know you said you set up your account with US facing, but do you have to have two when you're in different countries?
I don't think you have to have two. To be fair, almost all of my sales come from the US account, but I do have multiple ones set up, and I think you do have to because they're all run as individual companies. And you have to go through and you have to do all of the declarations as far as your tax forms and all of that sort of stuff for each country. And get accepted by each country's Amazon affiliate program.
All right. Let's see. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the disclosures? I know there was a lot of conversation in the chat about like whether or not you need to have the disclosure on your website, whether or not you should be always disclosing that when you have a product. I did put the link in there about it, but I don't know if you can elaborate.
I think you're going to have to read over that thing because I don't want to present that I understand it completely. I've always worked from the possession of that. I've always completely disclosed our affiliate relationships. So it looks to me like we're on the right-hand side of that all the time. But apparently there is that you can't employ any subterfuge to let people so that people don't understand that you're an affiliate. I'm not sure the exact wording of it, but it's definitely something that you should read yourself and make sure you're well versed with.
All right. This one is a bit off topic, but how do you output from your soundboard to your computer? I have a new iMac, and Apple have taken away the.
That was funny. That was coming up. That question came up just as I was showing on the video my Amazon store, and in it there are several devices. So in my setup, the issue is with an audio. With a microphone, if you buy a USB microphone, the audio quality is not as good as if you have an analog microphone, an XLR microphone. But you have to convert that analog audio into digital. So in my case here, you can see right here is my mixing board. So my microphone goes through the cloud lifter, which just adds some decibels of clean gain to it. Because this mic, the RE20, is a little low in gain. If you're using a high PR40, you don't need that piece. And then it goes into an audio interface of some sort. Mine is a mixer. But I recommend, if you go to the Amazon page, I recommend the Focusrite Scarlett or the Apogee Duet. They basically take your XLR digital analog signal, convert it into digital, into clean digital, and then you plug that in by USB port to your iMac, and then you just select it as a source. So that's the way to do it. It's pretty straightforward and simple. And if you could also go through, we've got several videos on Thinkific little mini courses on how we create our video, how we create our videos for YouTube, and we go through our audio setup in those courses. So if you sign up for how to create a video in less time than writing a blog post, I think we go through it all in that little mini course.
All right. What software plugin do you use to show the pictures on your site?
Well, that's just it. The Amazon delivers that all to you when you sign up for the Amazon Associates the Amazon Influencers Program. So I think that they require you to have a reasonable number of social media followers to sign up for the Associates Program, the Influencers Program. I should have. Maybe somebody can check that and let us know what the numbers are. But all you do is you fill out an application form. And within like 24 hours, I was accepted into the Amazon Influencers Program. And at that point there, my dashboard changed slightly to allow me access to some new tools. The cool thing is, the Amazon Influencers, the account ties to your regular Amazon account. So as I'm browsing Amazon, if I see a product that I'm interested in purchasing, that I'm kind of researching myself, I can save it to a list. Do you know how you save to your gift list or a wish list, or how you kind of bookmark items within Amazon? Either you can let people know what you want for your birthday with a wish list, or you can have another list of just products you're interested in. When you become an influencer, you get a new list available to you, which is your Amazon affiliate list. And then you just click on it there, save it to that list, and then it appears on your page automatically. And then you can just go into that page and you can edit that little drop-down text thing, which I think is really important because it allows you to add those personal notes. So that's how that all ends up on the Amazon Associates page, Amazon Influencer page. Now, how you can then take all of that content and put it on your own page, on your own site, is Amazon offers you different ways to do embed codes, to create embed codes for multiple products or individual products that you can embed right into blog posts. So, when you go to a lot of review sites, how you'll see the Amazon, you'll see a really nice composed graphic that allows you to, it has the price and says buy now, and put it directly in your cart right there from that from the blog post. Amazon creates the code for you. And little kind of a life hack here: if you can get somebody from your blog post to put something directly in their cart, even if they don't buy it right away, the cookie then is persistent for 90 days as opposed to just 24 hours as far as Amazon's concerned, because they recognize that you are the reason that people look for that. So but that Amazon provides you with all of that functionality in the dashboard as well.
Let's see. One of the questions was, can anyone be an affiliate of Amazon? And I did post the influencers, kind of the general.
Oh, good. Did you see the criteria, what they require?
It doesn't even actually tell you. What it says is influencers. It says, currently, you must have a YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook account to qualify. While we look at the number of followers and other engagement metrics of your social media presence, we also look at the type of content you post and the relevancy. So it's not about necessarily the followers, but you definitely have to have all of those social channels for them to consider you. Interesting.
They have a pretty big team in the Amazon Influencer Program. They were the sponsor of the Industry Lounge at VidCon, so I got to talk to a few of the people there. Actually, they posted a video of me talking about the strength of how that influencer program works. It was interesting because I'm a pretty, as you can see by my $10 of revenue this month, I'm not necessarily a huge player with them, but I expect it to grow. So I guess, yeah, so you just share, and if you have an engaged community, I imagine they will then sign you up.
Juan is asking, what site, resource, or course do you recommend how to best set up an Amazon affiliate with a WordPress website? Or do you have a recommendation on a WordPress theme?
Well, we're really happy with, what's it called? I should know this. It's escaped me right now. Elementor is what we're using right now. But I don't like to recommend one over the other. I'm really happy with Elementor because it's what Liz uses, who does all of our work. But basically, I wouldn't recommend one WordPress course over another. I would do my own research on that. But there are obviously a lot of really good resources for that, including lynda.com and other places. But the more skills that you can develop in WordPress and SEO to support this. I mean, there's really two parts of the equation, right? How good are you communicating the value of the product, and how compelling a story can you tell? That's one, but that's almost useless if you can't get that story in front of people. So developing those real, those SEO and those search skills and those basic WordPress or YouTube search skills, that I believe is the recipe for success in this space.
Is it difficult to set up a US Amazon account if I'm in Canada?
No, I didn't find it difficult. I don't recall. I've done it for a long time ago, but I don't recall it was difficult.
Right.
What's awkward is now all my money goes into that, so I have to buy the stuff when I'm there.
Randy's asking, what's the difference between an influencer and an affiliate?
Well, the influencer is somebody who gets access to that page that you see. An affiliate is just a straight up affiliate. I think anybody can apply and do that, and they won't get access to a nice kind of storefront that the influencers get, but they can still build all of their own links and all that sort of stuff on their own web page.
All right. I'm just going through.
Somebody commented and let us know what the you mentioned. There is. John said the Amazon. I heard the Amazon Smile account for nonprofit organizations. We get a very small commission on any product someone purchases Amazon.com. Prices are the same. Yeah, and I think that kind of goes along with in the States. If you sign up, they ask you right as you're in. If you just visit Amazon, if you want your commission to go to Doctors Without Borders, I think it is. It doesn't happen the same in Canada, but in the .com, I see that comes up all the time.
I'm trying to find. I thought I saw something. Oh, what is the best in terms of SEO? Like how to optimize. Like, what are your recommendations for SEO, search engine optimization?
I think we use Yoast on ours, and it's just. SEO is something you just stay on top of. I mean, the bottom line is you learn the basic premise, and I think it's just attention to detail. It's constantly going in and tweaking it, making sure the proper tags and that you're using the proper terms. As far as your titles, as far as your headings, as far as that you're articulating in WordPress, that you're using proper WordPress formatting for all of your heads and subheads and body copy and stuff like that. So Google has an easy time searching through and finding the relevant information so that they can share it. And it's the same. It's the same in YouTube as far as we're concerned. If you take a look at any of our videos when we're talking about publishing on YouTube, it's all about keywords in the title, how you frame your title, how you cluster your videos into so one video supports the other, and getting discovered not necessarily through search but through recommended videos. In that case, in YouTube.
Lolian was just making a statement. Make sure you have loads of traffic on your website before linking to an affiliate program. Sorry, the screen moved here. Otherwise, Amazon will dump you if you don't have the required 3 sales in 180 days.
Yeah, I didn't know about that requirement off of it, so that's an interesting kind of barrier for entry. But realistically, when you see that you make 30 cents or 60 cents or $1.20, on a pair of socks, you're gonna have to hope that you get more than 3 sales in a day.
Right.
Isn't that wild? Looking at that, I always look through the list and just wonder kind of what people are following me and why are they buying that?
Well, you have like Oral-B toothsticks or toothpicks.
I like those. I like those toothpicks.
It's kind of funny that it comes up on your links, your cookie things.
Yeah. I didn't find anything too awkward, but I imagine there are awkward things as well. Really?
Do you need a separate Amazon link for each product you're offering?
Yes, that's why the page is such a benefit. Anything that you're showcasing, you have to create an Amazon affiliate link for that thing. So it becomes quite an administration nightmare if you're not careful. Obviously, it's easy enough to create those links on a blog post, but the issue would be we're doing a webinar like this right now. Somebody says, Steve, I want to buy the Cloud Lifter. How do I get it? Well, I want that Amazon affiliate revenue, right? So I've got to go and find that link to send you the affiliate link here in the webinar. That's a pain in the rump. However, I can just send you to my Amazon affiliate page and my influencer page, and I know that the product is listed there. You can go and find it. You click on it. You buy it. Bob's your uncle. I made the money. Everybody's happy. That's the beauty of this influencer program.
Judy just was making a suggestion that there might be some confusion between my Amazon web page versus my own website page. So can you just kind of clarify when you set up your web page store for Amazon, can you embed that in your own website where you can send people to there, or is it always a standalone link where it's separate so it opens up in like a new tab?
Well, you can set up embeds for products on your page. I don't know if you can set up to embed the entire page, and I'm not sure why you would do that. But you can definitely embed products on your page. I don't think that there's much confusion. I think that that's kind of borrowing worry to a certain extent, because when you're at the Amazon affiliate page, you see it's Amazon. It doesn't look anything like your WordPress page or my WordPress page. It looks like Amazon, and there's no mistaking that. So I don't think there will be confusion.
So when you were talking about SEO before, you were talking about driving SEO to your website that has your products that you're sharing that link back to Amazon, correct?
Exactly. You want to create the traffic to your web page. Yeah, that's why. And then drive that traffic from your web page through to Amazon. Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of their terms of service too, is they encourage that as the best way to do things, right?
Right, and that's where Lolan was making that, was sharing about the 3 sales in 180 days. Dennis is asking, if I'm starting to establish a product online, would I be better off starting with YouTube?
If I'm starting to establish
it sounds like he's establishing a product line, and he's asking, should he start with YouTube, or what are your suggestions?
Okay. When I hear product line, I'm wondering, are you going to be selling a physical product, or are you going to be, creating a product like our videos that are a product that you're promoting? I love YouTube, obviously, but I'm biased because we've had our success on YouTube. But I think YouTube is still the best discovery engine, and it's the easiest way to reach and to build a community. I think it's far easier than in Google. Having said that, you have to have the skills and the comfort level with producing video. So yes, I would say that is the best way, but I don't think it's the only way.
He's doing cooking classes. So that's
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Ali is asking, would you suggest to create an affiliate page by a personal name or a business name? It's a great question.
It depends how your business relates to you. I think that when it comes to this kind of stuff, that people establish a relationship with the person. So I think adding more of your personality to it, it creates better engagement and trust with your audience. But you might well end up being, it might work better for your community as a business page. But it really depends on what your relationship with your community is.
Awesome. Let's see. I think I actually covered it. You know what? I actually had a question. So when, like, you were talking, and this is about the YouTube piece, when like using where Dennis has cooking classes, that's what he's considering launching as a product. Now with like hearing impaired and how they have where they can transcribe in your video, are you recommending that people do that more and more?
YouTube automatically transcribes your video for you now. I recommend you go through those transcriptions and clean them up. We used to transcribe each and every video and then load that transcription up as closed captioning. Don't do it anymore because YouTube does such a good job of it. But it's definitely an asset. And it helps YouTube with the search because it parses out all the words. But you can actually go in and you can clean that up. Actually, that's a good project. What are you doing this week? Maybe I should get you doing that.
I'll do that, sure. All right, I think that's it. I think I got everybody here.
Oh, good. This was fun. I had more fun with this than I thought. I was worried because it's something that's kind of new to me as well. But I think you now see the potential, and I hope that we opened your eyes as to what can happen with Amazon affiliates. And I'm going to have some more sales. That would be good. That was the whole purpose of this, to get Steve into triple digits and get me over $100 a month in Amazon affiliates. And I still spend more than that.
How much do you spend on? How much do you think you average a month on Amazon?
Oh, not that much. $300 or $400, I guess. But don't forget. I mean, there's also tax ramifications. If you start buying product and then reviewing them, you can write off those products. I imagine. I don't see why not. Depending on the tax laws in your area, and also, if not, it's also a great get out of jail free card for your partner, where you say, "Honey, I bought myself this new." Why do you need an Echo when we have Google Home? Oh, I need it for the channel.
Oh, that's funny. Actually, Kim was saying she had somebody buy a $4,000 TV, so it was a good payout for her.
Yeah, no kidding. No, and I see a lot of, I see a lot of people that make it a part of their business that have mail lists and stuff like that. A lot of the people that used to do like kind of that I've subscribed to in the past that do tutorial videos and that sort of stuff. I see emails or tweets coming through from them all the time with, Amazon's deal of the week, or, these headphones are at a reduced price on Amazon. So they're obviously making, they've built it into a system that they're, every week promoting a different product on Amazon and generating some traffic and some revenue as a result, which is obviously, it's making a difference for them and their bottom line. And I thought about that, but it's a lot of work, I think, to put a system like that in place, but certainly it might well be worth it. My concern still, if you watch, was it last week's Growing Your YouTube Channel video, vlog that we did, remember that we're on rented ground when we do this, that you are creating content for the benefit of Amazon and Amazon's retailers. So you have to recognize that all the time as you go through this. And if they decide to change the rules to the program, you can be left in the cold. Do we need a better example than what happened with Apple this last week? If you missed the news, Apple had an affiliate program for their App Store and for the Apple Store. Last year, they reduced the commission from 7% to 2.5%. This year, starting in October, they're completely eliminating it. So people who built their YouTube channel or their content channel on teaching us how to use small little apps that used to get 2.5% off Apple on that $4 app now get nothing because Apple needs that extra money. But they've got no recourse. So we are on rented ground when we're doing a project like this with Amazon. Do I think it's likely Amazon is going to hoop us that way? No. But they're going to constantly keep squeezing down those commissions. You know that. They're going to keep squeezing them down. And if it's, if that's the needle in your arm, that, that's the revenue that you need to keep your business open, you are constantly going to be pressured and pressured and pressured. So I think we all have to recognize that. That's why I think it's such a great side hustle as opposed to main track for business. So with that, April, enjoy your trip to Canada.
Yeah, enjoy your trip. I'm on the other side of your country, but you know what? I really would like to hook up with Luke, your son, and say hello. I already told my family. So
good. Well, I'll give you the contact information, and we'll see if we can make that happen. To everybody else, enjoy the rest of your summer. We look forward to seeing you in September. This is the last of the Demio videos, so any comments that we have, I'd love to hear from you, especially if you reply back on how this was for you. And I'm just producing the deep dives on this now for the Webinar Palooza program. To all of our patrons at Patreon, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your summer. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody September. I think September 5th is going to be our first webinar. I don't know what the topic's going to be yet. I don't know what the platform's going to be, but it is going to be awesome. Until next time, April, have a great time.
In the castle.
Yeah, have fun storming a castle.
Bye, guys. Thank you.